How you doing? Today, I'm gonna teach you how to build your biceps at home with calisthenics. Let's do it. First, you need to know what is the function of the bicep. The primary functions of the biceps or biceps brachii are to bend the elbow, forearm flexion, and twist the forearm so your palm faces upward, supination. It also helps stabilizes the shoulder joint. So to give you a visual of that, basically your biceps is responsible for this. So turn your wrist this way, that way, and flexing this, lengthening and shortening the bicep, turning over, pronated, turning back over, supinated. So this is the main function of the bicep. Now let's get into the bicep having two parts to it, not just being one muscle, but it's actually two muscles conjoined into one. Now, if you've ever seen people's physique and their arms or the biceps look pretty big from the side, they popping out, they look nice, but then they turn to the front and they don't look that great. They look kind of slim and skinny. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people, mainly due to the fact that, when I started working out, I didn't know there was two parts to the bicep. I only knew to do curl motions. That's all I knew. But then I learned, okay, I was wondering, I'm training my biceps. This part is getting bigger, it's growing, but it's not how I want it to be. It doesn't have that thick or wide effect. It still looks pretty slim from the front versus from the side. So I couldn't really understand that. Then I learned there's two parts to the bicep. Long head and the short head. Long head and the short head. So basically, if you look at it, you have the short head and the long head, the bicep. This right here, the short head, it does this function. You see how it shortens the bicep versus the long head. The long head lengthens the bicep and also is responsible for the width. So now that you know the bicep function and there's two parts of the bicep, I'm gonna show you which exercise to do to train it. For these two exercises, you're gonna need a pull-up bar. I recommend you get one that's got the multi-grip so you can change your grip up instead of doing just one motion. You can get one like this or whatever else, it's up to you. We're gonna be doing the chin up and the neutral grip chin up. Now the regular chin up is gonna be good for the short head. That's how you train the short head of the bicep, by doing this curl motion right here. Now the neutral grip chin up, you're gonna be doing this motion. It's the same motion, but you see that a different part of the bicep is engaged. It's the long head. So instead of doing the short head, we're working the short part of the bicep. You're working on the long head by turning your wrist to the neutral position. It's the same motion, but you see the bicep is engaged differently. So let me actually show you in action so you can see. All right, first exercise, the chin up. Now you want to make sure you keep your arms in front of you like this. You want to go a nice and slow controlled motion. Not too slow, but just at a moderate pace. You don't want to go too fast, but not too slow. Just stay right there in the middle. And exercise number 2, neutral grip chin up for the long head of the bicep. Pretty much the same motion, except your wrists are in neutral position. So you're doing the same speed, same tempo, moderate pace, not too fast, not too slow, full range of motion. That same curl motion, except this time, instead of working the short head, you work the long head of the bicep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, one of the most important things, just like any other muscle, if you want to grow, if you want to get it bigger, you have to be eating food. You have to make sure you're eating enough food to grow. I also made a video about bulking and putting on size and gaining weight with calisthenics. I made a video about that not too long ago. You can go look at my channel and watch that video if you need help with that. But the main thing is make sure you actually eat enough food to grow. Because you can do all the bicep workouts you want to. You can do these exercises down to a T. If you're not eating enough food, you won't grow. Also, when these exercises start to get too easy, you want to make sure you apply progressive overload. You do this by adding on weights, lowering the rest time between sets, manipulating tempo by slowing down the eccentric of the movement, adding on more sets, more reps. Hey, if you want to make it even more difficult, try doing it on one arm. If If you don't know how to progressive overload, I got a video that you can go to on my channel where I teach you how to progressive overload with calisthenics. But yeah, that's how you build your biceps at home with calisthenics. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave a comment, like, share with a friend so they can build their biceps too. Also, consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever I post. And yeah, I'll catch you next one. Toodles.